took her home. And that was the day. And I think 60 days after that, she had to go home and spend time with him every day. So somewhere, it's the father who understands.
But did you face complication in the beginning? I was reading that कि कुछ साल तक घर वाले ready नहीं थे for your love.
For 9 years.
For 9 years.
9 years. नहीं. They said, you won't be happy, she won't be happy. We never discussed it. They said no. But I was very clear about one thing. You want me to marry someone else, it's not going to be possible. Because I don't want to destroy 2 lives or 3 lives, including my own. So let's not get into that. I won't get married. And for me, it was still okay. Guy saying, I won't get married. A girl, tough for her because her parents had accepted me. Her mother and me were a house on fire. I learned so much in life from that lady. The art of giving is the art of living, and serving public and working with people. She's the one who taught me everything.
So how did you decide at that age? 91 you got married.
Yeah.
So 91 के पहले 9 years.
9 years.
9 in that era, जहाँ पे it's a big taboo, big thing, and finally India was also going through that phase कि अच्छा आप community के साथ रहते हो तो ही आगे बढ़ते हो नहीं तो आप protected नहीं. Like that was a very different time than today.
Yeah, very very different. Very different.
उस time पे convince करना to marry someone who's not from your religion, from your family, from your area, I don't know.
I think time. Listen, time is the biggest healer. And time. So my parents saw the fact that finally they knew their son that he would be sincere. They didn't know whether it would last with her. But when they realized that a girl has given up everything for their son, what better partner could they look for?
But what made you choose कि मैं family की ये बात नहीं मानूंगा. मैं तो इतना family person उसके बाद भी I'll be okay to not get family's approval and still choose love of my life.
But I wasn't doing anything wrong to them either. I said I won't get married. Fine. We won't get married. Both of us won't get married. So we're not putting you at all. Let me be the way I am. And that's because I believed in her completely. And she was only giving. And even today she's only about giving. I don't bother about anything in the house. But the littlest of things to do with me, right from whether my nails have been cut or no, or my toothpaste is over or no, or my brush needs a change, she's aware of. It's unbelievable. It's insane. And she was that way, that time also. And not only me. Whether it's Ahan, whether it's Atya, whether it's my mom, whether it was dad and her, she were a house on fire. I think when he passed, she was a daughter. I was a son-in-law probably. Everything for him in those 4 years was and he'd got a headache. She'd give him something and he'd do this. And she was even if she gave him a headache, his headache would be okay. It was such an unbelievable relationship. I can't even tell you.
And क्या changed here after 9 years? What changed? What was the moment of time?
I think those 60 days of them spending time with each other. And she, even today, is like a child. And even then was like a child. She's very expressive. We come from a family that is we don't express. Physical is not something that we did. She's someone who's very physical. So I think she got physical with dad, got physical with mom, and that chirpiness, that energy of hers, spontaneously responding to everything, appreciating everything. I think probably he also hadn't seen, that he had put in such hard work, working from the age of 9. How many of us must have appreciated him physically or personally told him that, Dad, this is what you've done, unbelievable. Today I keep talking about my dad, but I never did it when probably he was going through his worst period. I never realized. I mean, children don't realize the sacrifice that they do, you know. And now I realize, you know what? He had three restaurants, but when the minute we were born, he gave away two and took care of only one. Why did he do that? Because he wanted to have lunch with us, because he wanted to have breakfast with us, he wanted that Wednesday holiday with us, he wanted to come back home by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and spend dinner time with us. Mom would be teaching us. He would be sitting there and saying, "Study, huh? Study," because he would know, and mom was at it. So he want to watch that. He'd want to watch TV. He would want to convert the dining table into a table tennis table and play with us. We never appreciated it. She brought about appreciation.
What's one thing you wish you would have told your dad?
That that I am who I am is only because of you. Every trait in me is because of him. Every trait, everything that is good about me is because of him. Everything that is real about me is because of my birthplace and where I come from.
You never told him this?
No, I never told him this. Of course, the last 3-4 years were magical together. I mean, probably then I did tell him everything physical with him, would be kissing him and holding him all the time. But I wish he could reciprocate in the same way, being all there.
But you said कि सारे traits वापस ही हैं. Tell me one trait which is good and one bad.
A good trait is blind faith, and a bad trait is in today's time doesn't work. You get hurt. You get hurt a hell of a lot, And,
कि हर किसी पे blind faith.
हाँ, हर किसी पे. लेकिन आज भी मैं वैसे
Trust forward.
Yeah. That's my only. And documents don't work for me. Trust works for me. Handshakes work for me. बोल दिया तो बोल दिया. Is that kind of thing. And I've lost a hell of a lot. But mom always says that's what he was made for. This is his CSR. Let him do what he does. And so when you get an approval from the mother itself, then that becomes your being. You want to be that way. And that's mom.
Tell me one betrayal you've had because you trusted somebody.
Oh, a hell of a lot, yeah. So many times, business-wise, friends, childhood friends. I mean, without paperwork, without anything, I've done everything from them, and then realized that they are not a part of the deal itself. So these are the things because you're focused as an actor, trying to build a career in a world that is so damn tough that you don't understand next Friday होने वाला क्या है. पिक्चर हिट होती है फिर भी लोग बोलते हैं कि यार वुडन है, एक्टिंग नहीं आती, हिंदी नहीं आती, you should go back to selling idlis. At a time like that you're focused कि नहीं यार I need to prove myself. So you depend on someone else to do a hell of a lot, and that betrayal happens and it goes wrong.
Do you ever?
And from a childhood friend, you don't expect that because that is your go-to people, and we're still 8-10 of us who are kindergarten friends, 64 years of friendship, and that's what keeps me going too.
And then when
magical. And then one such person does a game on you, then you start, because of that, I don't want to not trust others.
Yeah.
That shouldn't become my go-to thing to say, नहीं, it happened here, मैं नहीं करूँगा. लेकिन होते रहता है, it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't. Like I said, financially, I'm never bothered about anything because I've never had any goal. I've never had कि मेरे बैंक में इतना होना चाहिए, ये होना चाहिए, वो होना चाहिए. I take it as it comes.
कभी नहीं सोचा?
नहीं, कभी नहीं. Because
I would want
no. I would want to educate. My father only said one thing: the Buddhi Shastra is the most powerful Shastra. Educate your children. Because कम व्हाट में सुनामी कहीं आई, प्रॉपर्टी खत्म हो गया, बुद्धि की शास्त्र है वो कहीं भी जाके ये हो सकती है। और वही इंडिया तो प्रूव कर रहा है। भारत प्रूव क्या कर रहा है कि हमारी बुद्धि के वजह से ही हम सब जगह है। आप कहीं भी बोलो, टिम्बकटू में भी बोलोगे, अगर सर्वाइव होके वो इकोनॉमी सर्वाइव हो रही है तो हमारा हाथ है उसमें। You know, that is buddhi ki shastra. So he always said, educate your children. I still remember actor going to dad. I said, Dad, they say the American school is a damn good school, but the fees are too much. What if I don't make it? What happens? He says, give them the best you can, and it'll all happen.
Nice.
So,
And you, but you went when you went school.
yeah.
You went with school with royals. Like, I mean, royal was very rich kids.
No, you know what? That's an amazing thing about that. We used to live in Lamington Road. We lived in one bedroom, one kitchen, very close to Dad's restaurant. And that area wasn't a very upmarket area.
Okay.
He couldn't afford it. But he borrowed, took out money from his friends and bought an apartment in Nepinsi Road, way beyond his means. And I asked him that time, Dad, why did you do this that time when you couldn't afford it, your loans were on you? He said, Beta, because if you would have wanted to grow up here, this is the kind of mentality you would have had. I put you into a better area because we don't fit in there, so we'd be conscious. We'd be aware of that there are, people who are way above us in status, in wealth, in every way, and you would always be well behaved and thankful for that. But at the same time, you grow up with people whom you want to emulate and be like. You want to educate yourself. You want to get yourself a car. He said, till you don't learn to spend, never learn to make. Spend within your means, but spend money. Don't save it. Do spend money on the good things in life. To travel, to do things, to achieve something for your children, music classes. Do everything that you can educate them with, and give them that extra to be able to do things. A good car, which means you have to work hard for a good car. चोरी तो नहीं कर सकता वो मेरे to do that. And that's how I've lived my life. I probably haven't saved as much as I have probably spent on a better life.
Interesting. And शुरू से ही ऐसे थे.
शुरू से ही ऐसे थे और आज भी ऐसे ही.
You'd spend way more.
Yeah, I'd spend way more in the sense not get into debt into it, but spend like they say इतनी की savings होनी चाहिए वो में नहीं. I would go as per the year and my needs. And Lakshmi ji, I always say she takes care of me all the time. It's something
bad.
It is bad, but that's what I did. And I've done it brilliantly. I've given my kids a decent life. And just fallen into place. And that's why I said real estate is the only thing that has saved me, because my investments were in real estate. अच्छा ये है तो चलो ये ले लिया, एक घर ले लिया, एक ये कर लिया. That is what saved me, because the minute you feel shelter सर के ऊपर, it's easy. Don't worry about it. It'll take care of itself.
मेरी फैमिली में एक saying, I think सिंधी लोगों में बोलते हैं, it's the literal हिंदी meaning is कि भगवान मेरे खर्चे बढ़ाओ, क्योंकि खर्चे तो उसी के बढ़ते हैं जिसके इनकम होती है.
In one way,
the same thing that you did.
वही है. और जब आप honest हो और सही है, आप गलत जा ही नहीं सकते.
Is there a strategy that you follow in order to buy certain real estate or like certain buildings or certain projects?
Sure. What is location? Always. Society, and being an actor. It's about protecting yourself from the outside world, so that it's the right environment. For me, it would be about less families. It would be about great amenities, and like I said, location. The most important thing for me, because you need to keep your privacy also. At some point, you need to to understand, use the facilities. You've got to see what kind of people, who are the people who are there with you, whether it's the right mindset. Very very important. I mean, that's why I tell Ahan and Atif, don't buy a property because you want to show something to someone or prove something to someone. But if it protects your family, protects you,
Protects your peace, protects your.
absolutely, buy peace. And that's the thought process behind it. I mean, today Rahul and Atia didn't buy the house, the one which Mana and me bought. We bought the house because of the convenience of the family also. Brother there, father there, mother there, children there. Great house, great home. Very few apartments. You have your privacy, but yet you have a very strong community and a family. You're involved in the development of the building. You're a part of the city, you know. So you look at all that. There are bigger buildings, could be better buildings that are there. But this suits us. Central when it comes to work, between both.
Interesting. So these are the things that you would consider instead of having an ego buying and like
Absolutely.
बड़ा घर लेना चाहिए.
नहीं नहीं
एक
नहीं
मेरा भी बंगलो हो, मेरा ये हो वो.
नहीं मैं
कभी आया ऐसा? Egoistic at any point?
No, never ever. Even my first home buying, my farmhouse, was so that my children could grow up with me. So I could recreate Mangalore, and I've done exactly that. There are roosters running, there are ducks there, there are koi fish there, my own water reservoir, everything to do with sport, nature. It was a place with two trees. It's got over 400 trees now. Why, what fruit is growing, I have no answer to it. When somebody says यार यहाँ लीची कैसे grow कर सकता है, I said grow हो रहा है. मैं सवाल पूछता नहीं और मैं जवाब देना मुझे आता नहीं है, but it's growing. So that it there's a lot of memories.
What sport do you play?
I play cricket. I used to play squash. Yeah, in table tennis, all of it. And I'm good. I'm very good at it. I mean, I haven't tried paddle and pickle because that is something that I'm trying to do of my own. And now I've taken it upon me कि जिस दिन मेरा कोर्ट खुलेगा उस दिन मैं खेलूंगा वरना नहीं खेलूंगा. Yeah, that's.
We'll play.
Yeah,
Whenever.
And it's about recovery. It's not just about paddle. It's about health, wellness, recovery,
Nice.
everything. I've never spoken about this, but it got delayed a bit because you know how properties are and stuff like that. But yeah,
It's like a health club.
yeah, completely. It is anti-aging. It is recovery. It is for athletes and people who love sport, and so it's a great place. It's a great place. It'll be one of a kind.
I'll come, we'll play.
Yeah,
And
for
we'll
sure.
also play TT one day.
TT, even I'm damn good at TT. I mean, you're younger, so
I'm not like very good, but I'm good.
no, I'm good. I was very good, but now I'm good.
We'll play at one. But racket sports I play because I also play squash, TT, all of this.
So I have a squash court in Khandala also.
Acha.
I have a squash court. Yeah, I have a bowling machine. So I was one of the first few guys 20 years ago to put a bowling machine.
You love doing all this sport.
Yeah, because that's the only thing. See, it's very important कि जब आपके पास घर हो ना और आपके घर में कोई मेहमान आता हो या बच्चे जब आते हैं वहाँ दोबारा जाना, अगर सेकंड होम में दोबारा जाना बहुत otherwise there are too many attractions. Let's go to this, let's go to that. Abhi, because of this, they only want to run because of that. That's why whether it's a home, whether it's a second home, whatever it is, it has to have things that will take care of all. So even when I was the home, I was very clear that I need motion with the wheelchair. Dad and mom are getting older. Dad was nearly closer to 70 when it was happening. So I was aware of all that. So I built everything accordingly. So,
Sub.
yeah,
What are you most proud of putting there?
my my trees. I have a tree. I have a major waterfall, of course, during the monsoons, running, splitting the property and going,
Nice.
and a major waterfall. So you're sitting on top of that waterfall. I've got I've got a spring out there which throws out water through the year. So because of the overflowing of the spring, I've dammed it. There's a mini waterfall that happens 365 days a year. There are a lot of animals down there, so they get the fresh water supply. So and and because of the rainwater harvesting and everything that I've done, a land that was absolutely barren because there were only rocks. Today the water level is probably pouring out from everywhere else. So those are the things, and I did it just through reading and understanding and sitting with this boy and working on it.
All by yourself.
All by myself. There's no engineer, nobody that was involved.
How long did it take you?
I think it took me 4 5 years to get the actual foundation going, and my trees took a lot of. I lost a lot of trees also because ground level wasn't. There was a rock. It used to hit rock. Then understanding what works, what doesn't work, what plants consume how much water, how do they let go, all that.
How big is the place?
It's a 2.5 acre plot.
2.5 acres.
Yeah, yeah. But I got my solar. I put solar. I put a windmill 20 years ago because somebody told me that wind power would help. He cheated me. But that windmill still stands there. Pankha chalta, it's not connected. And solar and everything. And even today, my entire house works on solar.
Nice.
Completely. Zero electricity bill. It's solar. So I'm very clear about, when I talk environment, I don't talk about just shutting a tap. I talk about genuinely creating an impact in whatever little way I can.
बट जब आप ऐसी सोसाइटी में हो जहाँ से आपसे बहुत ज़्यादा रिच सक्सेसफुल स्टेटस में बहुत ऊपर लोग हैं, कभी आपको ऐसा लगा कि आप इन्फीरियर हो?
नहीं, स्कूल में मैं स्कूल कैप्टन था. आई वॉज द हीरो. मुझसे ज़्यादा एजुकेटेड और स्मार्टर लड़के स्टेज पे हर रोज नहीं जा सकते थे. मैं जाता था क्योंकि स्कूल कैप्टन था. बैडमिंटन, आई मीन टेबल टेनिस हो, क्रिकेट हो, एथलेटिक्स हो, आई यूज्ड टू रिप्रेजेंट द स्कूल. So I was the hero. So you would one should never feel inferior anyways because you are who you are. I think from day one I had realized that I am who I am and my attitude depends on who you are. आप अच्छे हो मेरे साथ, I'll be very very warm, and that's a part of my DNA again. That's exactly how I am. You show me attitude and I will give it back to you and you won't even realize it. And once you're in a sport, you learn to win, you learn to lose, you learn to share the stage with people. You're secure. Again, I used to take up challenges. I still remember a friend of mine, very, very close friend of mine, that triggered me off. My friends talk about it. Even today, I was sitting at the restaurant and I was on the counter, and it change hota na chiller. ₹2 अच्छा 20 पैसे वापस दे. I was on the counter and he drove in his Mercedes. तभी टायर चेंज होते हैं, नए टायर्स वही मिलते थे हमारे बाजू में. It was called Premjit Tire Wala, the #1 tire wala in the city. So he had brought his car and he needed to make a call. Mobiles नहीं थे तो he said चलो बाजू के रेस्टोरेंट में जाता हूँ. He knew I had a restaurant and he saw me on the counter. And he said, "तू काउंटर पे बैठता है?" I said, "हाँ." अच्छा, funny seeing you here and stuff like that. Of course, one felt hurt. That was over. Came, made that call, went home. When I went back, we used to hang out at this place. Jackie, Dada, all of us called it Wonderworld. Pastry Palace. The first thing he came was he had sat everybody was there and he had narrated the story that he was selling idli, vada. He was doing all that. That hurt me. That is the only time I probably told someone कि one day वो तो लिख के दे दे. ऐसे जो हमने में नहीं बात करना, लेकिन नाम मेरा इतना होगा कि तू देखते रहेगा. says this, and everybody says this कि यार सबके सामने मैंने बोला. I was very clear. I didn't know films or whatever, but I knew I was going to make it. It could have been a five-star hotel that I was dreaming of, which is still my dream, but I would make it. So we didn't call it manifestation then. People called it overconfidence, but I believe that was manifestation. Words have changed, but सोच तभी हमारी थी कि नहीं यार कुछ ना कुछ करूँगा. Dad अगर 9 साल के ये, and I wanted to give them the comforts also that I'd do this, I'll do that.
But when this some critics said कि आपको बंद कर देना चाहिए एक्टिंग और इडली बेचना चाहिए, at that point did you feel?
Yeah, I was in tears for days together. I cried. I've cried because I thought maybe it's over because they knew better. I'd never seen the studio in my life. Acting class for me was not even 10 days of acting class and I had started work. So I didn't know. And my first film was complete Arzu, and then the director and producer fought, so it was shelved. This was my second film, and it released, and they're saying this. I didn't know what had hit me. But then when I sat back and I thought, I said, "Hi, acting तो आती एक्शन के बल पे मैंने जो कुछ भी किया था एक्शन के बल पे किया था बॉडी so I need to learn and I learned the craft. How did I learn the craft? By doing identifying stunts. Got more films because people said यार पागल है यार ऐसा तो कोई नहीं करता यार बॉडी देख यार. So then I started focusing less on my body, more on my craft, my language, South Indian family, South Indian diction wasn't right. Grammatically, I made a lot of mistakes. I had to mug. So when you mug, 20-30% of your mind is on dialogue. सही बोल रहा हूँ कि नहीं और acting पे कम. Slowly understood.
धीरे-धीरे change किया.
Yeah. But I felt bad. And
लगा उस टाइम पे कि मे बी सही बोल रही है.
Of course सही बोल रहा था, लेकिन ऐसे बोलने की जरूरत नहीं थी उसको. Critical appreciation भी होता ना. आज हम किसी के बारे में भी कुछ भी बोलते तो आज staff हो ये हो, we don't. The intent is not to insult them and write them off. The intent is to get him to improve.
Yeah.
So critically appreciate someone. क्यों ये काम करते हो कि किसी की धज्जियां उड़ानी हो, किसी की धज्जियां उड़ानी? That is our bread and butter. That's why even today when people write off a film, I say मत यार, एक हफ्ता तो दे दो. Let the audience decide कि जाना है नहीं जाना. ये हमारी इंडस्ट्री है. Like I keep saying, अब जाके खड़ी हो रही है, and so many people say Bollywood खत्म हो गया. तो I said Bollywood से हमारा लेना देना ही नहीं, Bollywood खत्म ही था. हिंदी फिल्मों से लेना देना था हमारा. हिंदी films are doing well. जो हम भूल गए थे, हम Bollywood को लेके आए, so वो था ही नहीं हमारे में कभी. So I think Hindi cinema is doing well, and it'll do well because you're connecting with Hindi.
Yeah.
You're connecting with.
I believe Indian cinema is all. Forget Hindi.
Absolutely.
Every language
Absolutely.
is now
Absolutely. Because they are touching their core. They know their audience. They know the end user. We have forgotten it. We were talking about Hindi cinema, but we were doing it for subsidies.
But I get so happy these days जब मैं travel करता हूँ बाहर and I speak to few of my friends and उन्होंने कोई मलयालम मूवी देखी होती है या उन्होंने कोई गुजराती मूवी देखी होती है.
मलयालम, गुजराती plays, Malayalam cinema, Marathi cinema, Bengali cinema has always been extraordinary. Extraordinary. आज नहीं, दूरदर्शन के टाइम पे भी हम बैठते थे मराठी और बंगाली सिनेमा देखने, मलयालम सिनेमा देखने. आज के दिन आप रामाजी राव, कॉलिंग, हेरा फेरी, कहाँ की सिनेमा है? मलयाली सिनेमा. See the beauty of the writing.
I didn't know. I grew up watching just Hindi, and to me sometimes now I feel कभी-कभार ashamed that my white friends are telling me to watch Malayalam movie and I'm like,
international.
यार मुझे देखना चाहिए. And they are telling me देखिए Prime पे available, ये देखिए इस Netflix.
I was like,
I should watch more of this.
Yeah. Indian cinema.
It's reaching places. It's finally reaching places.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you वैसे on another note, are you comfortable with losses?
Yeah, absolutely.
like failure?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'm
Because you've been achiever, no?
मैं
All
मैं
that.
मैं मैं घोड़े पे चलता हूँ. And financial loss,
हाँ
don't even
बीवी
bother about. I don't even bother about. I don't even
Not at
bother
all.
about. Not at all. No anxiety, no stress, no tension,
अब तो
no
चला नहीं
nothing.
उठ के
Those failures, of course, it hurts you because there's a lot of effort that goes into it. But
हाँ
I've now learned to
How many films
you know
flop?
probably. I mean, the thing is that time they said flop is because the distributor said flop. कलेक्शन कितना हुआ किसी को
मुझसे फर्क
मालूम
नहीं
ही नहीं है.
पड़ता.
हाँ, आज हम 10 साल की रिकवरी देख लेते हैं, एसेट वैल्यू गिन लेते हैं, कैलकुलेशन अब
अलग
ये
है.
आ गया ना. अब एक्सेल शीट में फिल्में बनने लग गई ना. तो बहुत फर्क पड़ने लग गया. आज आपका शेयर सही है तो फिर उसकी टिकट बाइंग होती थी. तभी हमने कुछ नहीं, हमको तो हाउसफुल बोर्ड दिखाई देता था. सो आई डोंट थिंक फाइनेंशियली बहुत लॉस हुआ होगा. 20-30% मे बी broken even and film would have lost. कोई पैसे ऐसे डूबता नहीं था.
नहीं, but commercially flop, like which, जहाँ पे आपको बोलते थे कि flop है.
Probably 20-30% of the 135, 140 films that I've done.
And but then there was a big period as well, like 10 years period.
Because every film of mine came to the radar of the multiplexes and action films not working and action distribution sahi nahi milna. See, today it is success and failure is not necessarily to do it's the marketing. It's to do the sales. कि theater किसको दिखेगा. अच्छी अच्छी पिक्चरें theater ही नहीं होती तो क्या करेंगे आप. So it, as much as we all say कि it is content that drives it. Content cannot drive a film unless and until it gets the right release. It gets the right timing. It gets the right films. It gets the right audience. How do you do it? Today, a Border and Dhurandhar running simultaneously. Other films will not get a chance to stick their neck out. So lot of factors matter. Lot of factors matter. And today it's about how my film is a hit. We've done brilliant. Why have you done brilliant? Because your numbers are good. Has the money come back? No. But the share value has increased. So it's all about, there's a lot of manipulation, there's a lot of play, it's a lot of shares that are being looked at. You're not seeing pure box office. Very few, very few. I'd say 10-15% probably are pure box office successes because they don't know any other way. But all the companies that are there, they have to manage, and build that hype. I mean, that's what it's come to, and that's the way it is, and it's going to remain. But so it's very difficult to judge. I think you have to judge good cinema and bad cinema. Film अच्छी नहीं, film बहुत अच्छी थी. Success failure. Success failure will have to be, the networks will have to take call.
कि उसके जो backers है वो कितने business savvy है, that will define.
Absolutely. Excel sheets, like I said, Excel sheets are making films. If they make films from a financial perspective, I'm still okay with it. Excel sheets run